listening to the Beyond Limits podcast with your host, Ed. It's going to be Monday to Thursdays. I'm going to try to do it as early as I can. Let's try to set a schedule for a certain time. But as right now, it's random. But thank you. Now, let's begin.
Good afternoon, motherfuckers. It is time to talk about some real shit. Okay, so today's topic is figuring myself out and becoming a new man. Like, when I woke up today, I felt amazing. Well, for the first few seconds, not so much. Recovering from all the shit I worked, all this training that I've been doing, and I finally get some time to just lay myself in my apartment, my cool ass apartment, on the floor, feeling all just spread out, sleep as long as I want. That's the best thing about living on your own. Let me turn on the air, it's fucking hot in here. Sorry if you can hear that. But that's what everyone talks about. Freedom, having your own place, no one telling you nothing. But then it's like, come on guys, we're supposed to be together, live together. How are you telling me I need to be on my own so you can leave me alone? So the whole world can leave me alone. That's what I've been doing my entire life, and everyone's mad at me. Well, you know what I mean? Like, you distance yourself from others. And especially for me, because it's because I'm so far from my family. I'm over here, and my family's like the closest thing, right? Like, your family will always be there for you. They should. Like, I should be able to show up to anyone in my aunt's house, and without a doubt, them letting me in and eat their food. Not saying you have to. I'm saying that's how it should be, because I would do the same thing for you. It's just I don't have much, and I'm far. But that's definitely how it should be. And I can see that. Like, my family is great. They're amazing and they love me. So I know they would. But it's just, they're all separate, right? Everyone's got their own little place. They all don't like to fucking talk to each other, live with each other. They only like to party, get drunk, and forget. And it's just all hectic, man. Hectic. I gotta bring them back together, slap some sense into these motherfuckers losing their path through life, because we all know love is the answer. You force it. You force the smile. You get up every day and you go to work. You don't want to go to work, but guess what? Do you still go to work? Do you still go to work and make that money? Do you fucking love work? Do you wake up enthusiastic wanting to go to work? No. Fuck work. It's for somebody else, and they treat me like shit. Blah blah blah. There's all these rules. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Especially for them, they don't got crazy opportunity like me. They got to do like home cleaning stuff for white people or whatever, the rich people. Imagine that, you trying to make your life, making ends meet, and you just go to someone who has a big ass mansion. They're living their life and they get mad at like the smallest things, and you go back home to your dirty house because you don't got no energy, and you live in like a spot where the moment you want to walk outside, you don't know if you're gonna get shot or kidnapped. And then these people, when you go into their houses, they got long ass driveways, gates, fucking you coming in, so you're basically like security. Or like cleaning for when they're gone, or taking care of their dog, babysitting, whatever the fuck. Like, that perspective, I'm pretty sure it fucks anyone up. Like, it's not what you're supposed to be thinking about, right? Don't care about where someone else is at. But we can clearly see that life isn't fair and that the game is rigged. It's more like the game is rigged. Like, how do you not see that Jeff Bezos can just, boom, change an entire community like that? But did he choose to? No. He's gonna start an Amazon warehouse in your community and make you work for $20 an hour while he's making fucking $1 million a second. So you're just supposed to be fine with that? You're just supposed to be okay with that? You ever heard Jeff Bezos laugh? Go look up on YouTube and look at Jeff Bezos' motherfucking laugh. and tell me that it doesn't piss you off. I mean, it sounds like that's Jeff Bezos' laugh right there, ladies and gentlemen. Like everyone around him is just rich and fucking fake, and they want him to laugh like that. Force a smile, force positivity, and don't be fake. Forcing it doesn't mean fake. It means pushing through. Cause shit's falling around you, right? COVID happened, lost some people, shit got fucked up. Shit's just weird. For me, it's weird. That's where I'm stuck in. I don't know how it is for you guys, but every time I try to think about shit, I'm like, what the fuck? I literally just can't think. I'm gonna fucking have an aneurysm and die just trying to comprehend what anything is that has to do with like everything being connected and relating to itself. Like, why isn't it working the way that we want it to work? When I try to think about that shit, it just like, because you see the obvious clear answer. Love is the answer. Shit, people talking to each other, people communicating, people doing the right things. What are the right things? Taking care of yourself, working out, drinking water, eating fucking healthy foods. But what does healthy foods mean? When do you drink water? How much water are you supposed to drink? How, for your size, your weight, how many, like, you know, everything just gets complicated, but we know what the right things are. And I think the most important thing is try to do the right things. No one can completely know for sure, like, for anything. You can't be 100% for everything, but you can be 100% for yourself. That's how I am. I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong. At least I tried. At least I fucking tried. You know, like if you're in class and the teacher's like, what is the answer? And you just say the wrong answer out loud, boom, in front of everybody. Who the fuck cares? You tried. It was the wrong answer, but you put yourself out there and said it, and guess what? The teacher's gonna tell you the right answer. Wasn't that the point, is getting to the answer? Whatever the right way is. And like, it's better to be the one who shouted out the wrong answer than just being quiet as fuck, sitting there just spacing the fuck off in your thoughts. Your useless high school thoughts. Literally thoughts. Fucking sex demons trying to get to you because you're young and hormones get all filled. And that's probably the worst place for everyone to just mix. In high school, just at that point where you're trying to discover sex and adults keep it from you because oh, you're not old enough, or they're just the way they are, they're ashamed of it because they're kind of like hoeing, you know, they just kind of see themselves, which is okay. Guys, this is about to get deep right now. Let me explain something to you. We're fucking sexual beings. You have sexual organs, right? That's all they're designed for. Well, not really. You have to pee, right? But literally the shape of them is like my genitalia is designed to enter a female's genitalia. No matter how you look at it, that's literally the purpose of it. Because you're supposed to fucking replicate, reproduce. You're supposed to, which makes you a sexual being. Because back in the day, kids were dying just like that every day. Disease. You weren't making it to 18, and if you were, you were fucking lucky. And if you're making it to 30, you're old as fuck. If you're 40 years old back in the day, 50, you're old. You're fucking ancient. Nowadays, 40-year-old can be pretty healthy, look like a fucking 30-year-old. Fucking 80-year-olds out there that worked out their entire life and they still look 50, 40. At 80 years old. Like, come on, guys. Shit's changing and we literally can't see it. It changed way too fast. And there's people in that mindset where they're still stuck in the past because they literally just can't see how drastic things are. People coming out of jail and they're like, what the fuck? They go in a convenience store and it's like fucking Disneyland. Just when they walk into fucking Walmart, it's Disneyland. You know why? Because back in the day, you would go into a store and they would just have like random ass shit. Just lay it out. Well, not like, you know what I mean? Like, it would not be like a fucking warehouse of food just like Walmart is. When you walk into Walmart, literally everything is fucking there for you. Everything. And that's how it is, like, right? Like, they're not gonna try to sell you something that don't sell. They try to base it on what you like. And how do they get that information? Facebook. And maybe you're not the type of person that's on Facebook always sharing this shit, always liking shit, putting their interest, you know? Because there's like celebrities that do like celebrities get exposed more than us. You know everything about a celebrity, and that goes into certain laws because they get photographed, their image got to be displayed. You know, they have way different lives because it's set up that way for a reason. There's different laws. Like, you're allowed to take a picture of a celebrity in public because they agreed to it. Like, when they started movies and TV shows, they agreed to be like that, for your fucking image to be used in public. But if you're a normal citizen, someone takes a picture of you and you get pissed, you tell them, don't take a picture of me, and they take it, you can sue them. You can do something about it. It's way different. There's privacy laws. But I'm kind of just ranting. I forgot the point of this. Irregardless, it's a shift. It's a change. People are so different. Things are so different. And it's all intertwining. And it's like, how are you supposed to figure anything out? How are you supposed to stick to a truth when things are constantly evolving, constantly changing, and no one talks to each other? And everyone thinks they're special. Because your traumas, your ambitions, your pain, your whatever integrity, it's exactly the same as the next person, your neighbor. There's absolutely no difference. The only thing is that they were on a different path. Their name is different. Their face is different. You know what I mean? It's a different character, same soul. They're still wired to the main consciousness. They have thoughts just like you. They don't have a brain that produces images. You know what I mean? Like, they're capable of thinking just like you, which is a beautiful thing and an ugly thing. Because if you really think about it, well, I don't know if you guys really tap into your darkness. I feed my darkness, which means I willingly go and search out people being mutilated, people dying, kids being fucking ran over, and I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't Google fucking kid being ran over. No, I go on 4chan and they have wreck threads, getting wrecked, which just means like dying, or getting fucking fucked by something. But they're real videos, and I want to see that because that's not what you're allowed to see on Facebook, YouTube, on TV, or it's the only time you see it on the news. But do they show you the video? Do they show you someone being splattered and blood and their organs being ripped apart? No. They shelter that from you. And eventually, the more sheltered you are, the less you think about it, the less real it becomes. So you start thinking you're fucking invincible in a world where you could die any second. Where you take that for granted, that every fucking breath is your life. Every second is your life. And people run away from that because it's terrifying. It's terrifying that right now is all we have. It's like, that's kind of cliche, like this moment is all we have, right? Make the most of it, live in the moment, blah, blah, blah. But think about it. But like, sorry I'm all over the place, guys. I was like I said, only get better the more podcasts I do, more coherent, more fluent. So it's just practice. Ideas just flowing. That's the beyond limits. Let the ideas flow. Don't hold on to them. It's always constantly changing, and you have to let them improve. And it doesn't matter what I say. At the end of the day, I'm always wrong. God said, or whatever you want to believe, but you know for a fact we're not perfect, and you know what that means. Which means, like how we look up to celebrities, right? and you think they're perfect. Every picture they post is perfect. They're fucking in movies where the lighting is the shit and they're living that perfect life in the movie. And then outside of the movie, everyone knows them. So now they start living the perfect life in real life because now they're in the loop. They're meeting other celebrities. They got so much money, they do whatever the fuck they want. So now we paint them as a god, demigods, whatever you want to fucking believe. And we look up to them. And the moment they act human is when we look down on them. Oh shit, this person cheated. Oh shit, this person fucking did this. Like, you know what I mean? It's not the fact that they did something bad. It's just that the spotlight was on them. That's it. Every second of their life is being recorded. It's just like when you notice it. That's when people pay attention. It's like you were in the spotlight and someone noticed it and someone called you out. But like when no one gives a fuck, no one gives a fuck. Right? There's people out there living in the fucking wash right now in their tents. They're fucking being stupid. There's some that are really struggling. You know, you never know. Someone has a tough life. They got rejected by bad people. They've been put in horrible situations. They're literally just trying to survive. They're trying to survive with what they got. But there's other people that don't give a fuck. Gave their lives up to fucking drugs, heroin, meth, fucking cocaine, every drug you could fucking think of, every pill. And they don't give a fuck anymore. They're not human anymore. They could rip their own skin off and not feel shit. They fucking hit people. They fucking... You know, you ever seen those dudes that just like start talking? I seen those people on the bus. They're just like... They're fucking just talking to themselves and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, those people exist. And if you put a spotlight on them, yeah, it looks bad. But have you seen every second of their life? It's like the moment you put the spotlight on them, it's fucking terrible. But they're human too, right? They're human too. But what does it mean to be human? The fact that they have a soul, the fact that they have skin, the fact that they're among us, and this is a human world, a human planet. You choose what you want to believe, but at the end of the day, all I ever seen is humans work at my job, at any job I ever had. People that look just like me, but aren't like me, right? Because I'm me. Except you can see qualities of yourself in them. You can see the weaknesses, the things you don't want to be, the things you do want to be. Inside of every single person, human being that you come across, it's always going to be like that. Always, always, always. You meet people and then you're like, oh, you remind me just like this person. You have a little bit of this other person that I know. And it makes sense for that to be. We all came from the same shit. Don't matter what color you are. Don't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what anything. Everything is everything. Like, think about an ant. It's got limbs. It's got little 3 portions: head, torso, fucking ass, or whatever. And it's got legs, right? Legs that look like little arms. They got antennas. They got eyes. They got mouths. Everything. Even a bird, its wings are like its arms. It's got little feet. It's got a torso. It's got a head. It's got a mouth. It's got eyes. It's got a nose. It's got to breathe. Everything fucking breathes and moves around you. But it's the moment you pay attention to it, the moment you realize everything is when it changes. And it makes sense, right? Everything is atoms, energy. And it's all part of one universe, one song. If it doesn't exist, then it's not a part of you. Because the moment you're aware of it, the moment you see it, it can change your life forever. Doesn't matter what it is. Like the moment you step outside and you see somebody, imagine that, like it could be a stranger, right? You walk outside, it's your neighbor just doing whatever they want and like going to the store. They just walk by, okay, there's a neighbor. But imagine if it was someone you fucking, a long time ex. you would be like, what the fuck? The moment you step outside, your longtime ex just walking around, well, what the fuck? Your whole momentum changes. Your thoughts, your whole entire day just shifts because that person has a connection with you. You could relate to it. You can drop into conversations that really you really understand. You know what I mean? Like if you talk to your neighbor, you have to relate to things that are broad, that humans are attracted to. You know what I mean? Like, because we all fed the same thing. Like we can all talk about the Poirier and McGregor fight to a large majority of people. You could be like, did you see the fight right now? Or last night? A few days ago, whatever? And they could be like, what fight? But it's rare that they could be like, what fight? It's like, how do you not know about this? Everybody's talking about it, right? Everybody's talking about it. Millions of views. There's 300 million people in America. You don't think something that big is known across where you could go to anyone and just say, did you see the fight? And they already know exactly what you're talking about. And that's connecting to the main source of consciousness. That's how you tap into it, where you could talk to everybody because you're using everything and you know that they're a part of everything. That's your bridge towards everyone. Those are the connections you make. And they're only stronger when they're positive. And they're permanent when they're negative. Because this is a quote I heard. It's like, tell me about it and I might forget. Involve me in it and I will never forget. Right? You remember all the bad shit that's happened to you, all the experiences you had, but what the fuck were you talking about with your friend 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Your best friends, the people you're always talking about or talking with. Do you really remember those conversations, or do you just remember the experience? Like, it's all just noise at the end of the day. It's all just ideas that we don't really fully can grasp, because truth is what we all agree on. But if we're not all agreeing and we know we're all separated, then how do we know truth? Everyone's fighting. The biggest thing right now is the vaccine. Are you gonna get it or not? Because we know for a fact the government's corrupt. No one gives a fuck about Donald Trump. No one gives a fuck about Biden. Like, is he directly helping you or helping your community? Is he directly making impact towards your community? He might have gave you a stimulus, but do you see anything different? Are people still just going out to the fucking club and spending their money and consuming, or watching TV, watching Netflix, still staying in fucking size, still driving their cars, still fucking on their phones? What the fuck has changed? Nothing. I've been in this goddamn life for 23 years. I've been in this city aware, really aware, for like 20. And let me tell you something. I haven't seen shit change. Only thing I've seen are things that I've been kept away from. Because why the fuck would you bring a child to the club? Do you see children at the bar drinking? No. So you eventually figure out the game by going into a club, a bar. Oh, this is what life is for certain people. You're living like a fucking flower in the wind. Or what is those things called? Those little balls? I actually seen those in real life. The fucking I don't know what they're called. But you know what I'm talking about? Those little balls of like twigs that you see like in cartoons in the desert that just like bounce around and they go flying around everywhere, all across the state or whatever the fuck. Those things. Tumbleweed. I think that's what they're called. Tumbleweed, yes. You're living like a tumbleweed in the wind, which means you hold on to nothing. In like, this is an example. Okay, I was in the club performing magic, you know, and trying to get my name out there, trying to make friends. And I give this girl a drawing. I'm like, hey, I draw this for you. You know, just to be like, hey, I'm a fucking artist, you know? This shit could mean something. And she's like, oh, cool, I'm gonna put in my thing, blah blah blah. And I forgot what I told her, but she's like, it's about the moment, right? Like, that's like, Like, it was a cool thing for her, but she didn't really give a fuck. Because it's just about, like, the energy that I was giving her. Like, hey, I'm trying to give you something and you're accepting it. So that's the energy, right? Like, positive energy. Because giving is a good thing. And you can only give when they receive. Because it's a gift. So I was giving a gift. And it means a lot to me because I'm an artist. Like a legit fucking artist. But to her, she just saw it as the gift. So for her, it was more about the moment. The fact that in this moment, you're giving me a gift. But to me, I was seeing permanence. I'm giving something to you that will last forever. That can mean something to someone else. Because of who I am. It's not just anyone gave you that. It was Ed, the artist. From Tucson. The same city you fucking live in. But the way that they live is everything's in the moment. Shit just keeps happening and you go with the momentum. You don't really live. You get pushed around. You go with the flow. And especially for females like that are popular, always being told they're hot, always people trying to talk to them, you get lost in that momentum. There's always something to do. There's always someone trying to talk to you. There's never a time where you could just sit with yourself in silence. Never, ever, 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 ever. You forget you're fucking human. You forget who the fuck you are. You forget what everything is. Because you're just living in the moment. You're not living with permanence. And that's what you are. And that's what you become. Tumbleweed in the wind. No one gives a fuck when you're just floating by. Because they know you're on your own. You're in your own fucking space. That's what I was seeing with myself. I need to make things that are permanent. And like my aunt was telling me, put the same message to the universe. I understood that. Like, tell them, you're Eduardo Lemos. Every fucking day, I'm Eduardo Lemos. I know who the fuck I am. But it's a weird thing with me because I'm not trying to be somebody. I don't see myself as somebody. I'm trying to make people understand that I am generic. That is my rap name. Generic. Stage name. I am just like you. I am you. Just in different shoes. With a different face. But guess what? On the inside, it's the same fucking soul. It's the same fucking heart. And it's the same beliefs. That you just want to live. But you want to live right. You want to live with love. You want to spread positivity. You want to be somebody. And that's what I never had shame of. Like, me and my business partner were talking about that. Where you said, like, I think I heard about you wanting to be a superhero. I was like, yes. I remember saying that. That I'm not ashamed that I want to be like a real life fucking superhero. Like, I want to be fucking Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck. I don't need superpowers. I'll dress up every fucking day and act like a superhero. For me. Because I want to be badass. I don't want to be perceived as badass. I want to live and breathe it. And that's what I sacrifice every day is my time. Is my friends. It's my family. Because every day I just give energy to my drawings. To my cardistry. To my magic. To my music. To my rapping. To fucking my art. And it's a lonely life. But the moment I get to share it with someone who is on that same wavelength that understands it's something bigger than that. And they could see it too. Because think about what if I did blow up. That would be such a different energy when you talk to me. Because it's like Ed knows everybody. So what do you have to offer, right? Because we've been longtime friends. But it's like Ed's been all over the world. He's talked to all these famous people. He's seen all this shit. He's got all this experience. So it just seems weird, right? Because when we talk, it's no longer like, hey Ed, how are you doing? Where are you going? You know, like... Because now it's more... It's kind of like Ed has better things to do than to talk to me. Right? Like he could be talking to fucking... Let's say all these famous musicians, Drake, Travis Scott, fucking blah blah, Post Malone. Ed could be talking to them. So why would he give a fuck to talk to me? But then, if you know you're connected or past a part of my past experiences, of course I have space for you, right? Like my sister Giselle Gonzalez, she helped me out when I had nowhere to go, lived with her for a month, got back on my feet, got my own apartment. Thank God for her. She's a blessing. But like, I can never forget her, right? Never forget her. But let's say an old friend from high school, you hit me up because you see me doing big things. Like, hey, oh shit, Ed's fucking taking pictures with all these famous musicians and shit, and just going all around the world. So now you hit me up like, hey Ed, you remember me from high school? Just think about energies. Like, it's a weird energy. Like, are you hitting me up because now you see me? Now you want to give me support? But then it's a weird thing too, where it kind of makes sense for them to do that, because you are doing bigger things. It's like you kind of proved yourself to the world at that point. So now they just want to be there to support. But it's a weird line. It's kind of like when you're rich. You don't know if people talk to you because they want something from you, or because they genuinely want to just talk to you, or they really enjoy your character. They really love spending time around you. And it's kind of, I live in that mental space because of the way I think. I seriously can believe that people around me can just get possessed just like that. And that's my problem that I have to deal with. The fact that I'm lost in that space where I really believe in the supernatural, the other side, the spiritual realm. And I'm like, at any moment, someone can just get taken. Or I could be fooled. I have a higher understanding of how technology can work. Let's say this. This is a really scary part that terrifies me, that no one else gives a fuck about. And that's where I think a lot of lack of understanding comes from. There's a generation that can't understand phones and stuff, right? They're just not compatible with it. Like, it's too fast for them. They're not in the loop. They have a hard... They rather stick to like the Obama phones, right? You know those type of people. Because there's people that are on their phones every fucking day, texting everybody, fucking networking through their phone. And then there's the other ones that just, hey, I just want to call you. Fuck the phone. I just want to call you. But what you don't understand is how fake you can be online. How much someone could take from you just from being online. Because there's a website, 4chan. And the moment you post on there, there's been times where someone talks shit and fucking someone on 4chan literally figured out who they were just because they posted on there. That's how scary it gets, guys. You think you're just posting yourself for fun. You're posting your experiences. You start a private story and you fucking start being sexual and blah blah blah. You know, you have no idea who the fuck is watching. You have no idea who the fuck can tap into all your fucking messages, all your pictures. And because you just don't understand it, that's literally the only thing, that you can't see that. But I've been there. I've seen it. Motherfuckers on 4chan hunt down pedophiles just for fun. They could figure out what type of person you are. They could see what you're liking. They could see where you fucking live in real life. That's how scary it gets. And I had that in the back of my mind my entire life. Thinking like, is this person even real? Like, how much does this person know? Like, are you running into people that can hack you like that? Because you don't know who someone is when they go home and they're alone. You have no idea. Like, I live with that fear. And some of y'all don't even... You're posting your fucking pictures. You're fucking talking to everybody. You're showing all your likes online. And it's like, you just gave yourself up. No wonder you're spending all your money. No wonder you're fucking mindless. No wonder you're fucking always online. They got you fucking trapped. They got your fucking soul. It's like those people that want to that think they're somebody's, right? Those people on Facebook, they're always posting stuff, always sharing shit, and they think they're funny. They get a few likes, blah blah blah, you know. But it's like, the way I see it is kind of like, hey, well, this mainly happens when like someone's high. You know, you could tell when someone's like high or drunk and they're on Facebook and they're posting all this bullshit. But when you're not drunk and high and you're still just posting and like talking to the wind in a way, talking to yourself, you're giving everything up. You're giving all control up. And it doesn't seem that way, but I can see it that way. Because just because you're making money, just because you have friends, just because you think you're going somewhere and you're alive and you think you're comfortable, really doesn't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, are you doing the most good that you can potentially do? Are you reaching your max potential? Like, let's say this. Let's say I wanted to be a villain. I wanted to kill. I wanted to become a serial killer. Am I reaching my full potential by just being a dick? Right? If I just go around in life and start screwing people over with money, scams, and blah blah, am I really reaching my full potential if I want to be a serial killer? No, you motherfucker. You gotta kill. You gotta kill people. You gotta start a record. Murder somebody. Do the most. Same thing as the opposite. Do you think you're doing the most by just being nice to people every now and then? Giving money to the people you like? Like, how are you gonna call yourself a saint? You gotta do it to everybody, every day, every second. Reach your max potential. Right now, you're just giving likes on Facebook on something that's fake. You're no different from a bot, because a bot likes and comments on my Instagram, right? So what's the difference from you doing it? It's all fake, because you're not doing the most. And I try to do the most, but then it's just a weird thing, because I want it to be real. And the most real is when you see somebody. You know, you could talk and blah blah blah, but there's no escape from when I see you in real life. Right? We can have a fucking argument online, but the moment I see you in real life, are you really gonna fight me? Because I know a lot of you don't have the fucking balls to yell at me in public or even fight me. But for me, it's like, I don't know, over a long period of time, you kind of just don't care and let go too. And you start saying whatever you want on Facebook, on Instagram, you start posting all this shit. And it's just a weird thing. But I don't know, guys. Does it sound like... does it even make sense anymore? I mean, about what I'm saying. Or do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, because it's kind of like I fell into the trap too. But the way I see it too is like, you gotta feed it so much shit and be all over the place that it can't even read you anymore. Like Joe Rogan. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're always being predictable, then someone can read you, right? Someone that's always liking the same shit, always posting the same shit. But if you're like me, that don't give a fuck, like absolutely don't give a fuck, I can post anything without shame, from any side and any angle, which means I'm hard to read. And the fact that I just put more shit out like that, I'm so hard to track. And that's like Joe Rogan, always talking about different shit, always high, never being, always being contradicting, talking to different people, and always putting his voice out there. And it's like, sure, you could take his voice and people think like that's Joe Rogan, like for ads and stuff. Some people do that, but at that point, you know it's not real, because Joe Rogan only posts on his podcast, right? So if you see a page on Instagram trying to post his stuff, trying to promote the thing, then you know it could be fake. Because why would Joe Rogan do that? Maybe he did talk about it on his podcast, but did he allow you to use his voice for your promotion? And that's what I think is like, the more you output, like with these podcasts, the more you put yourself out there, the more you're going to be known, the more noise you're making. But if the energy is the same, then people get it. You're trying to be positive, you're trying to do something good, and they'll be attracted to that. But don't be predictable, where they already know what the next thing is that you're doing. Because that's how you get trapped. That's how you get in a cycle. That's how they put you in their maze. That's how you start being told what to do. So don't stick to any idea. Don't think that you're not being watched. Keep moving forward. Don't know yourself, but know that you have a soul and that people love you. Because you don't need to have a name for me to say that I love you. You don't need to have a face for me to care for you. I always told people this: I love every human being. And to certain people that I feel like are at a certain wavelength, sorry, is like I tell them, I love you because you breathe the same air as me. Think about how powerful that is. But it's so powerful that you just look at me like, what? Okay. Like, you don't take me seriously. That's always been my life too. It's like, I'm so heavy with the words that I say that you can't even like believe it. It's like, are you being serious right now, or are you just fucking with me? No, I've always been serious. It's just, you gotta be at the same wavelength. God damn it. Because how are you gonna really see that I love you just for breathing the same air? But it's like, I gotta accept you too. I can't just go around giving everything to everyone, right? I can't let everyone in my home. I can't say I love you to everybody. You don't know when someone's gonna abuse that because they know that you're the good guy. It's like, hey Ed, give me some money, I'm struggling. Because they know you can't say no. They know they can abuse you. Oh shit. And this is a crazy thing. Life is just a crazy roller coaster. And you start seeing that a lot of people come and go. If you really want someone in your life, you keep them. But I feel more like it should be the impression you leave behind. The fact that I told people, always been preaching, I want to save the world, and I've been serious about it. You look me in the eyes and I say, I want to save the fucking world, I want to be a superhero. When I talk about it, I'm always serious about it. But it's just the person intaking that, they kind of like, it's too much for them. Whereas like, I feel like it should either change you, like Ed's really about it, or he's either faking it. He's either just saying it because he wants to say it, or he's really about it. But I think over time I've proven that I'm really about it. It's just I can't save the world, and you know that I can't. But I can try, right? I can keep preaching and eventually attract people that are in the same belief. Maybe you can't believe that in yourself, that you yourself can change the entire world, but I do every day. And I may not be doing it, but I still believe it. I still fucking believe it. And I can see it change now. And maybe it's not just me directly, but sometimes I feel like it does. Like maybe you need to let me have that it is just me. Literally just me. Eduardo Lemos, just one guy changing the world on his own. The entirety of the world, every organism, every breath of air, that he's putting his little positivity, energy, that message in there, and it's actually affecting it in the way that he wants to. But at the end of the day, it is about what you believe. And I'm always going to believe that it's just me. And it's a hard thing too, because when you go to the other side when you fall down, and you can also see the other way, like everything is my fault. The people I don't have is because of me, because I manifest reality, so all the shit that's happened to me is my fault. But sometimes when you're Atlas carrying the weight of the world, you expect that. You expect that every little bad thing is on you. That you're supposed to fix every little bad thing. That it's up to you to uplift. That's all you do. Carry the weight of the world on your back, and you make sure you don't break. And I was crying in the shower right now, well, this morning, like 2 hours ago, because I was just like realizing I'm not used to things being okay. The way I woke up today is something that I never really felt. Like, I'm talking to everybody. I see that people are working out more, and I know it's a direct influence from me posting my shit. Like, it's not like, oh, Ed's working out, so now I have to work out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that's, because I work out now, everybody's working out. But then at the same way, it is like that. Because the moment you see it, you get that inspiration. You're like, fuck, if I could do it, then why am I not doing it? And you can't tell me that I haven't been doing it. I have video proof of me training fucking wherever I go. Hitting the bag when it was in my fucking computer chair, guys. On my fucking computer chair. I don't give a fuck. I just want to hit something. I want to get better. That's why I was crying, because it's like, I'm not used to things going well. I'm not used to feeling like everything's okay around me. I'm always trying to fight something. I'm always trying to look for the next monster to battle. But it's like, is it really that bad? This entire time I have been preaching saving the world, but it's kind of like you're asking for an apocalypse. You're asking for the monster. Right? And that's what people never wanted to attract themselves to with me. It's like, if you're always talking about saving the world and how fucked up the world is, and that's just how you see it, Ed. You see a monster. And everything and everyone. And you're trying to fight the monster, but everything's okay. But I think you guys woke up to see, like, oh, Ed was right. There's a monster in everyone. There's a monster around us. Everyone's being turned to slaves. There's something actually that we're fighting. And maybe if you don't even want to believe that, but that energy of we're fighting against something together is powerful. Powerful to uplift. Powerful to change lives. People that just sit around waiting for something. It's more like it's always been there. You were always fighting for tomorrow. 'Cause you don't fucking know everything. I could die literally right now. Complications of nature. Act of God. Are you saying a plane can't fucking fail and fall out of the sky and just take out my whole complex? Do you really believe that? That I'm immortal? I have a fucking dome around me that protects me every day. No. I could get struck by lightning through my fucking window. You don't control that. I don't control that. You can't say it's not possible. There could be no clouds around and I could still get hit by lightning. Because you have zero understanding of everything around us. And who's to say, like, do you know what's going on in space? So who's to say a meteorite, meteorites are always entering the atmosphere, but they burn up. They usually never make it through because they burn up. But some huge ones, they burn up to little rocks and they still go flying through. You get taken out by the smallest meteorite. Just in the middle of the day. Daylight, pure daylight, having fun, enjoying yourself, living your life, and just everything's gone. Everything you knew, everything you built, gone. That's what you run away from. You don't want to believe that. But I'm here to tell you it's fucking true. Quit wasting your breath. Just do it. I hate that they took that from us. Nike wants to say, just do it. No, fuck them. Everything's just ideas. Everything's just words. But don't think about Nike. Just do it. Just live your life. And keep that. Keep that with you everywhere you go. Like when I was on my aunt's, I was always overthinking shit. The little Bubba's was crying. My cousin's boyfriend Bill is just standing there and trying to figure something out for him so he won't stop crying. My aunt's there being annoyed. They're both annoyed. And I'm thinking, like, if I do something, are they gonna hate me for it? Is he gonna think I'm trying to take over? You know what I mean? Like, I overthought the situation. I said, fuck that. No, they're both annoyed. I have to do something. Doesn't matter what I do. I have to try do something. And I just did it. I just picked up little Bubba's and I started fucking trying to comfort him, talking to him. And it kind of worked, you know, because he's like, what? But then he started crying, put me down. But it's like, it doesn't matter. He was already crying. If he's crying about me trying to put him, having me put him down, it doesn't matter. He was crying the entire time. And they know he's just like crying to cry. But at least I just did something, right? They saw that I did something. Like they're trying to figure out what to do. And I just did it. I just picked them up. They don't have the energy. I was trying to help and they see that. Ed's trying to help. Doesn't matter if he didn't help, right? Because it was a little baby. He's still gonna cry. But at least I tried. At least I just did it. But that was what was holding me back, is my own damn self thinking like, oh, what are they gonna think? Oh, can I do this? Blah 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 blah. No, just fucking try to help. They at the end of the day, they're gonna understand you were just trying to help. That's the most important thing. You were trying to be positive. You're trying to be the best that they can. I know you can't be the best. I know you're not the strongest dude. That's me talking to myself. I know you're not the fucking greatest guy in the world. You're not the nicest guy. You're not open to everybody. You're not fucking always on your shit. You know, I talk about meditation and I don't meditate that much because I do it through different forms, different ways. Through like my cardistry, my art. But I don't really just sit there without thought and just do the lotus position. And I should be doing that more. Because at the end of the day, all the shit I do doesn't really matter. And meditating is what really opens you up to other people. And that's what matters. Other people. Everyone. Ourselves. Everything. So I'm not going to be the perfect guy. I'm not going to be your savior. I'm not your superhero. But I try to be. I really try to be. And I really believe in myself. I never saw anything other than failure. Or besides failure. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? When I envisioned myself, my other apartment, when I would do my raps and I was alone, I saw the stage. I saw the people. And in a way, I was still in my own headspace. You know what I mean? Like in my own zone. Even though I could see the crowd of people being on stage, like I could never see anything beyond that. Like being somebody that can connect everybody. I was still in my own little spot. And that's what I always believe people want for you, right? They want you to be happy. And what if my happiness is being in my own little, is being wherever I can be, but still being in my own little spot? Because no matter where I go, I can show you art. I can start drawing something and it'll mean something because you know I've been doing it forever. I can start showing you, I can get cards from the store where you live by and show you something you never seen before. Because I've been doing it for so long. It doesn't matter what type of cards, where I get them from. I can show you something. And even at all hope is lost, I don't have no pencil, paper, no fucking cards, no fucking instruments. Guess what? I have my voice. And I can still show you something incredible. Something you never seen before. Something you never thought anyone could show you. Because you know I've been doing it for so long. And that's what I mean by being in my own little zone for what people want from you. No matter how shitty life gets. Like when I'm at work and everybody's tired and no one's talking to each other. Everyone's just there to be there. I'm still in my own mind, trying to sing, trying to rap, vibing. Nothing around me affects me. And some people hate that. They fucking hate it. Because they want to have power over you. But guess what? You can't touch me. You can't hurt me. You don't know what I've done to myself. You don't know how many times I've been alone. And that's what I sacrificed. But now it's time to give it back. And that's how I give it back. You just see it the moment I do it. I just do it and you see it. Because there's no way that I can do the things I do without that sacrifice. I'm bigger than that. But at the same time, all I try to teach you is I'm generic. I am you. Because there was a time when I couldn't do what I do. And all it took was just sacrifice. No partying, no friends, no family. Just you doing. Because no matter where I go, that's the only thing I can bring. And that's the only thing you can't ever take away from me. You can't take away my skill. My time. I spent my time drawing, improving, working out, talking to myself. And I bring that everywhere I go. And the moment I give that to you, you have no choice but to understand it. Because you can't do it. But I'm there to tell you that you can. You just need to learn how to sacrifice. How to do the things that you don't want to do. How to break yourself. Because the momentum of life will try to take you. The ideas, the labels everyone puts around you. Hey, you're Ed. You're in Arizona. You're nobody because you don't got money. You can't do what you want. And that's what life is about, money. And it's like you call yourself an artist, but where's your following? Call yourself a musician. Where's your songs? Where's all your fans? But it's like, remember, you can't take away nothing from me. All that is just you trying to control me. I don't give a fuck what you think. I know what I can do. I'm just trying to find the right people that really understand it. And I'm getting closer. Shine a light in a world that's been in the dark for too long. And I have a saying that it's okay to be blind in a dark world. It's okay to be blind in a dark world. But you need to be the light for your own world. Because there's always going to be people pushing you down. People know who you are. If you're the good guy, they want to break you. They don't want a good guy. They want another excuse for why their life sucks. For why you're another one. For why you're just like them. Why you are part of them. But you don't let them touch you. You don't let them put the labels. You're free for them. Bruce Lee said, be like water. All he meant was that. Be free. Free of labels. Free of expression. That is the essence of expression. And it's never going to be beautiful. Well, it's always going to be beautiful, even when it seems ugly. Because if I want to express that I want to fucking kill you when I'm mad, then that seems negative, right? But I'm expressing how I feel. If I express that, then we should work through that if you really believe that It's something that you can work through. You may not agree with it, but if we run on feelings, then that's all I can give you. I feel like fuck this world. Then why don't we just work through it instead of telling me Ed's negative? If it's how I feel, it's something beyond. Because I can control my thoughts, but I can't control how I feel. If you make me feel like shit, you made me feel like shit. That might have not been your intention, but I can't help how I feel. So just try to understand people around you. Try to understand yourself more. Because I'm going to change the world, guys. I don't give a fuck what you say. Because I'm going to change the fucking world. It started with me. And now it starts with you. And I love you. Whether you believe it or not, I don't give a fuck. I love you for breathing the same air as me. If you can't understand that, then I'm beyond you. And that should make you mad. Get on my level. Start working out. Stop being fucking fat. Stop being fucking useless. Provide something other than money. Be positive. Tell people you love them. Hold them. Go back to the people you don't want to see. And just make permanence. Build upon something bigger than you. And that's a hard thing because it's going to be bigger than you. It's always going to be bigger than you. Fuck my signature on my art. It's for everybody. It's for the whole world. But I just still want you to know at the end of the day, it came from me. Because I did it. But no one believed that I could. And that concludes this podcast. We'll talk tomorrow. If you see me, say that you love me. I'll say it back. Thank you.